And now we wait for the frickin' advertisements to end before we do anything of import.
Remember, we're out here representing the Brotherhood. Let's make them proud.
Or, the dashboard could do nothing. Because why would I want to preview the video that I am uploading to make sure that it's actually broadcasting? That's crazy talk. Anytime now, Twitch. Oh, finally, it's showing up. Wonderful. So some of you may be wondering why I am carrying around a Gatling laser. The answer is that. I have created the first of my Institute conversions. And it is the Institute Gatling laser. Of course, I've got more to work on. I actually had to do it on the barrel, but I realized after the fact that this particular weapon has a single muzzle slot, which is for the beam focuser. So what I think I'm going to ultimately do is trash the changes to the barrel, or maybe I'll leave them in. And then you can just have an Institute beam focuser, and that'll change the beam blue. Ah, hell. Why don't we run around with this, shall we? So then, what is our goal? Before we deal with the Red Death, oh yeah, talk to Kasumi. So we'll take care of a few of these lingering quests. We'll take care of the National Park campground, whatever is left there. Investigating the boat, talking to Kasumi, and then we'll take on the Red Death. The infamous Red Death. So we want to head west. And we shall give the Institute Gatling laser some love this episode. I see Hetero is here. I hope you enjoyed all the links I've been sending. Since, I upgraded the account, I've been putting files up. You'd have a good collection of things to watch. And still more will be going up throughout the rest of the week. Alright, now what else is at the National Park Campground? Give my action points a few seconds. Okay. Okay. Holy crap. Where did you guys come from? Wait, I already looted you. Why do you have all your stuff back? Underneath the map? Do we have ghouls stuck underneath the map? What is going on with this quest? Seriously. Like, sure, a couple of new ghouls attacked us, but... I may have to do set quest complete on this one. Because I don't know what's going on with this quest, but it is not acting right.
I'm not gonna make this easy.
I suppose that helps. Where's the one dog meat killed? I'm not seeing his glowing corpse. This is a weird buggy quest, isn't it? The worst part is the Radiant quest. I may have to do set quest complete on this one because it is acting weird. Alright. Southwest Harbor. Maybe I need to give it some time to properly reset or something. What do you think of the Institute Gatling laser? Actually, considering that there is a muzzle slot on this, I could add a flamer barrel to the Gatling laser. What kind of insanity would that be? A Gatling flamer. Well, definitely something for me to do next time I'm off camera. Make an Institute muzzle, and make a Gatling flamer muzzle. Maybe I'll even add a gamma muzzle, one that fires that changes it to fire the gamma rings, because that'd be kind of interesting. Maybe that's what I'll do for all the weapons. I'll give them an Institute variant, or an Institute conversion, a flamer conversion, and a gamma conversion. Do you think of any other interesting conversions I should add? Maybe I'll even add the targeting scope. But that one I have to figure out the logistics of that and see if there's actually a good way to get one of the existing targeting scope meshes to work. The Zeta? You mean like the are you thinking of like the Zeta gun that you get from Cabot, the Fusro Da gun? Or are you thinking like the Zetan alien blaster weapon? Like an alien conversion, basically. Thing is, I'm not well, I was about to say I'm not sure what benefit you would get from a Zeta conversion, the alien weapon conversion, but I mean the alien weapon does have that sort of blue. It does have a unique projectile thing. And you have the Fusro Da gun, yeah. Certainly worth tinkering with, I suppose. South. Need to keep heading south. Ah yes, my gamma gun with my Death Incarnate or whatever, my shotgun effect. Remember this one? Remember this mod? Holy crap! That guy's got a rocket launcher. Reload faster, please. Flip those pronouns. I think we might have the right answer if we just flip the pronouns.
Got it.
I really do love this legendary effect on this weapon. It's just so ludicrous. Well, there's some mattresses for you survival folks. Suddenly there's another storage drive there. Weird. Victoria's note. Never should have let Faraday talk me into this. If only I could resist that sweet face of his. It's easy. Just steer the boat and you'll be fine, he says. I swear, if anything happens, he says he can fix me up if something goes wrong. It's supposed to make me feel better, but actually it makes me more nervous. What can he do in that lab of his? He's very secretive. Won't even let me look at the terminal. Ooh. And does that want us to head back to Acadia? Yeah, I thought so. Ah, you! You're the one who wants to die. Okay. Stop shooting me in the head, damn it. Here. Keep your hands off my dog. Well, someone's got a machine gun. What happened to his body? Ah. Say hello to my little friend. And he's barely damaged. Of course he is. How am I not hitting them? With this ludicrously overpowered weapon. Oh. Now you think you're gonna be okay. Time to harvest me some trappers. It's harvesting time. Didn't stand a chance, did they? Alright. I've got some pretty powerful weapons now, don't I? Though, if we go up against a fog crawler, we're pretty much still screwed. Ah, inspirational perk. How I love you. I can fight with reckless abandon and not have to worry about hurting my companions. What was that explosion? Give my action points a few seconds. Woo! Rocket jump for the win. A little bit further. There we go. Deal with Kasumi first, shall we? So go to the center.
Dean is gone. You found out the truth and now he's safe. We did the right thing, didn't we?
He killed someone. He had to answer for that.
You're right. Hey, listen. So, when you first showed up, you came to get me, to bring me home. I've been thinking a lot about that. I hurt Kenji and Ray by leaving, didn't I? I could have just stayed home, pretended everything was alright, but I left them. Should I go back? They obviously still care about me. Or do they think I am? They need a daughter. They deserve to have one. Everything in Acadia has been settled. I found my answers. Maybe it's time I did something for someone else.
Kasumi, please, listen to me. You're not a simp. You're the real Kasumi. You're your daughter.
That's the thing, isn't it? I will never really know. That idea is always going to be there, somewhere in the back of my mind. But you're right. I'm real enough, aren't I? Maybe that's all anyone can be sure of. I need to start packing, and I should start saying goodbye to everyone. Thank you for everything. Maybe I'll see you back in the Commonwealth?
Actually, couldn't I do it from here? Almost.
Did you need something?
Never mind.
All right.
Acadia's just never going to be the same without Dima running things. With Dima gone, I'm not even sure what the point of all this is anymore.
Would you really be using a blowtorch on servers? The lab terminal. Wrong terminal. That. On the bottom level, isn't it? Something we cracked when we first came here. Dima upgrade, no, path project. Surgery 12. Redacted, brought in after incident during trip to Arcadia. Significant trauma left arm repaired, fully function restored. 9. V5 brought in after incident on the island. Severe trauma to head and upper torso. Cognitive function impaired. All functionality restored. That's what Twitch and Steam use. No, I believe they use hamsters and sledgehammers. I still struggle with the decision made. Victoria was almost beyond helping, but what was done? I wonder if it was fair. Objectively, there was no choice. She'd suffer so much damage that the equivalent of a mind wipe was absolutely necessary. But this can't just be a dispassionate, impartial decision. This was our friend. We wiped her without her consent. Now she's someone else, and she doesn't even know. We'll do our best to look after Jewel, of course. We owe her that much. Why do I have 2 markers? Tell Cog about Jewel's past.
You found something, didn't you? All right, spill it. What's going on?
There was an accident. Emergency surgery was the only way to save her.
They did reconstruction surgery on her? Why? All right, look, this is a real shit show. But telling Jewel, it doesn't do her any good. Just hand over the note you found, and let's call this a day.
You want to just keep this a secret?
Of course I do. No one benefits if this comes out. Is it screwed up? Yes, absolutely. It's nuts that they do this to one of us. But the
Wouldn't be the
damage is
first time.
Tell Jewel, and not only will it crush her, it could ruin this whole little fake utopia everyone has going. Screw it. We pretend this didn't happen. Are you with me?
That's a good question. It was done to save her life. She'd suffered major mental brain damage. Should we tell her or not?
Did the conversation end and nobody told me?
I'm thinking. This is not an easy decision, Cog. What do you think? Jewel deserves to know the truth, or fine, here you go.
Uh-oh. Did I lose you?
Fine. Here you go.
Thank you. I won't say anything, you don't say anything, and we can all just go on pretending that everything is fine.
Okay, random legendary. Dance just like that.
I'm really not up to chatting right now.
Hi.
I just can't deal with social interactions, okay?
I'm not sure if that was the best decision, but it was a decision. Alright, back to Fahaba. And our destiny with the Red Death. Time to face the Red Death, and then finally get on with the main quest line that I've been putting off for a while now. Alright, sure. I think that's the last place I actually can load. I think that means we have to go through Kasumi's quest all over again. No, Kasumi's already done. Okay. So we'll talk to Cog. We'll tell him that Jewel deserves to know. He is located over here.
Need something?
Let's do a full save here.
Not interested.
Suit yourself.
Oh, search the lab terminal.
You want to buy something?
And that is over here.
Katie's far away.
What's going on?
There was an accident.
They did All right, look.
Jewel deserves to know the truth.
Oh, bullshit. She deserves a chance to be happy, and this will do the exact opposite. Come on, hand it over, and let's forget this happened.
You want to just keep this a secret?
Of course I do. No one
Uh-huh.
But the damage is...
Sure.
Screw it.
Right. Sorry, Coggin. I can't do that.
Shit. This is not what I wanted. Okay, fine. Tell me. See what happens. Live with that guilt.
I guess we'll find out. Which is the lesser of two evils.
Some other time, okay?
Jewel?
Oh, shit!
I need to
This
talk
is
to
about
you.
that key, isn't it? In the boat. You found something, didn't you? What is it?
Are you sure you really want to know?
Well, when you put it like that.
Just tell me!
The suspense is killing me.
Jewel, you would have died if Faraday hadn't saved your life. But in order to do that, they had to wipe your mind.
What?
No, some level, fucking knew it. I knew that these people who call themselves my friends tell me they want to help. They did this to me. And who the hell gives them the right to decide that I don't get to be me anymore?
Up the game sound a bit? Doable. How's that?
I didn't ask for this. I didn't want any of this. God, this place is no different than any other. We just get screwed no matter what. Well, I'm done.
I quit. You can have my stuff. Doesn't mean shit to me anymore. There's a chest down in the basement. This'll open it. I'm out of here.
Dance liked that, ironically.
There's something I'd like to discuss with you.
Sure, of course.
What's on your mind?
Thank you. This isn't a formal meeting. I simply want to clear the air. I think we may have gotten off on the wrong foot when we first met, and I feel like I owe you an apology. Expecting you to embrace the standards of the Brotherhood without having a history with us was unfair. And given that you've adjusted so well to our beliefs, I don't think I needed to push so hard.
You worried that I'm gonna quit?
No, I just felt it was the right thing to do. When I was an initiate, my sponsor was Paladin Creed, toughest squad leader I ever served with. He was a model soldier, embodying the values every trainee was striving to achieve. Fiercely loyal, secure in his beliefs, and brave to a fault. From the moment I was assigned to his squad, I was singled out. It felt like he was pushing me harder than the rest of the team. I fought by his side for years, and we had some seriously close calls. But he never explained to me why I was treated that way.
It sounds like he was trying to motivate you.
If he was, I never got a chance to ask. After I was promoted to Paladin, and I'd moved on to my own squad, I received word that Creed was killed at Adams Air Force Base. The news was like being kicked in the stomach. I mean, I've lost some of my brothers and sisters before, but his death, well, it really got to me. It's taken me a long time to realize it. But the reason Creed was so tough on me is the same reason I'm so tough on you. It's because I believe in you. And I don't want to see any of your potential go to waste.
What happened at Adams Air Force Base?
Back in the capital wasteland, the Brotherhood was at war with a traitorous group of rebels who called themselves the Enclave. They maintained a mobile command post at the remains of Adams Air Force Base, just outside of Washington, D.C. The Brotherhood spearheaded an assault on the command post, which was ultimately successful, but costly. Quite a few soldiers died in that battle. Paladin Creed was among them. He made his mark on history. And whether you choose to believe it or not, you have the potential to do the same.
Mainly because I've already done all of Nick's quests, and I don't know. Wanted to see if Dance had anything interesting to say. Nick's just waiting at Longfellow's cabin right now. So when I first started, I did it with Longfellow himself, because I thought, Longfellow and Far Harbor, he might have some
You
interesting
ignore
stuff.
people often.
I'm flattered that you have so much faith in me.
You've earned that faith by your own hand. Well, I've said what I had to say, and I hope that it meant something to you. I trust you'll keep this in confidence, of course. Some of that information was of a personal nature. Well, I'd like to keep it that way.
Eh. Not really all that special, is it? Well, next time I do Far Harbor with Jim West, I suppose, I'll bring Deacon along. Because we are reaching the end of the Nick Blecker playthrough, which means switching over to my survival character, Jim West. Because really, there isn't much more to go except for the main quest. We've done Far Harbor, we've done Nuka World, we've done Automatron. All that's left is to meet Virgil and go down that rabbit hole. And I've been holding off on meeting Virgil because I wanted to go to Far Harbor and become a child of Adam, because when I've gone to the Glowing Sea in the past, it's always been before Far Harbor, but if you come back and talk to the children of Adam there, and you've already become a child of Adam, there's unique dialogue, but it's the same dialogue you would have gotten beforehand, so I want to actually do it when it's appropriate. Which meant holding off on meeting the children of Adam in the crater of Adam until I was a child of Adam from Far Harbor. Yeah. That's a headache, isn't it? Anyway. My survival playthrough's got like a level 7 character. My survival character is actually... I decided to make my survival character a cowboy, Jim West, based upon Will Smith from Wild Wild West. And the main reason I made it is because when they released Nuka World, they updated, what was it, Vans? And so the second rank of Vans gives you 2 points in perception. And so I'm curious that if I play my cards right, is it possible to get a base perception of 14? 10 through the normal game, 1 through the book, 1 from the bobblehead, 2 from Vans level 2. That's kind of how Jim West came about. To see if it's possible to get a base 14 perception. I decided to do survival because, I don't have any other survival characters. And if you're wondering why I'm not dying from fall damage, it's from one of my perks. I have added extra ranks to, what was it, Adamantium Skeleton. So, let's see, is it? So Adamantium Skeleton normally goes to 3 ranks. The 4th rank, falling damage is completely limited, and the 5th rank, you no longer get knocked back by explosions. Well, yeah, but that's only at night. And actually, isn't it plus 3 to perception? So it would be 14, 15, 16, 17. So it would be base 14 and then 17 at night. And if you add any sort of legendary gear, I mean, hell, with my power armor modification, when I hop into power armor, like this character right now, I have a base 23 strength when I hop into power armor. Because I changed power armor so it adds 10 strength instead of setting your strength to 11. So I felt made more sense. I did some other stuff to power armor as well.
Protect your loved ones with my fine hand cannon.
What the hell is a synth,
Mariner, please. I heard about this expedition of yours.
Anyway, time to fight
Turn back.
the Red Death.
Strong, and one more rifle won't make a difference.
Mainlander, if the Red Death's real,
And the preview is again not updating, so I'm going to refresh the dashboard so I can properly see if it's broken or not. And because I want to keep you guys waiting on what the Red Death is. Ooh, this is going to be our finale for Far Harbor, fighting the Red Death. And don't worry, folks. I brought
we
a
can't
guy in
afford to lose you both.
power armor. And the Nuka Nuke.
With all I've seen and faced, this Red Death doesn't scare me.
Don't say you haven't been warned.
I brought all my explosives. This is the Nuka Nuke of Death incarnate. How insane is this weapon? This weapon, the Nuka Nuke launcher, with its custom legendary, fires 6 times as many projectiles, has 600% more spread, 300% more recoil, adds 50 points of radiation damage, poison, sets a target on fire, deals 10 points of cryo damage, and it deals freezing damage. It deals, and it burns the target. So yeah. I think this should do against the thing with the Reign of Death mod. With one of my custom legendaries. Alright.
I'll meet you there. The Red Death is going down.
Oh, don't worry. I have plenty of drugs with me as well. I am prepared. I do not have explosives at level 4. However, I do have the Mysterious Serum, if I need it. I have got all of these chems. Oh, I am ready. I am ready for the Red Death. Travel to Red Death Island. And I am carrying too much and cannot run because this is replacing my backpack. I unfortunately do not have any crits, but I can get crits outside of that.
I plotted a safe course for your boat. Don't tamper with it. The shoals near where we're headed can easily capsize a boat of your size. I'll catch up to you.
Time to take on the Red Death.
Not much further, Mainlander. When Auntie Stacy told others of her brush with the Red Death, they laughed at her. Then 2 weeks after, a full fishing boat never came back. From the beach, they saw the glow on the horizon. I've been looking to end the reign of the Red Death's terror my whole life. Wrecks all around it. There.
Holy shit!
Right?
I don't think I brought enough guns. I need some more guns. Please don't look at me. Should we really be this close?
It can't be. That's the Red Death?
Yes?
Looks like you achieved your goal. There it is.
My whole life, I've been having nightmares about a little Mirelurk? What do we say to all the folk back home? I meant this to be my last great adventure. Instead, if we tell the folk back at town, I'll be a laughing stock.
You must be really sick if you think that thing is little. So, can we embellish a little?
Maybe we embellish a little. Or a lot. Make it the stuff of legends.
I have little stomach for it. But it's better than the alternative. Let's go. I thought I got this for you. Celebrate. I didn't think it would turn out like this. It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Well, I can try pacifying it. Well, I failed at pacifying it. Fire in the hole. Did I vaporize it? Where's the corpse? Seriously, where's the corpse? I guess I'm going to have to reload and try a different method.
Mariner.
It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Okay, I'll go at it with the gravity fist then. I mean, I can try pacifying it again. But, nope, that didn't work. Well... Did it fall on me? Is that why I'm nearly dead? Well, I think this'll have to do for now then. So... yeah...
It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Hey, Mariner.
It wasn't supposed to be like this.
So, the Red Death, everyone. And so ends our adventures in Far Harbor. I hope you had fun. I think it was big enough. Let's get out of Far Harbor. Let's go back to the Commonwealth.
Here, they're back.
Did you find it? Did you end the scourge of the seas?
We set sail. It was a terrible fight.
So you killed it?
Oh yes, we did at that. It was quite the sight.
Did you hear? They did it! The Red Death's no more.
Did it take long? My Gran figured it would take a mini nuke direct to the center of the eye to do it in.
I kind of fired 6 mini nukes at its eye.
We made do.
The seas are ours again. We can fish in peace.
Tell me, are you injured, Mariner? Are you okay?
Yeah, to be honest, I was...
We
Well,
managed to get
when I
free.
first fought the Red Death
Thank
in
God.
my buggy
I thought
game
for
that was
sure you
kind
were
of
sailing to your
crashy and
graves.
had a lot of glitches,
Here's our heroes.
I was expecting it to be the infamous ghoul whale we heard about on the mainland.
Mariner.
Seems like the end of the road. Every time we've talked, you've given me a lot to think about. Might be time to come clean. Tell the others about my condition. But after the lies, it makes the decision even harder.
What happened with the Red Death shouldn't change anything.
Well, I hope not. What's done is done. I mean, at the end of it all, what's worth doing in the final days? What's worth leaving behind?
You can never go wrong helping your friends and family.
Certainly seems like the
When
harbor
you're
would
in,
still fall into the sea without me.
Beacon Hill,
No matter
Bacon
what
Hill,
happens, or what goes down, you
the big
were a truth.
trading mecca that has the obelisk in the center. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now. But before Far Harbor came out, they updated the base game with this radiant dialogue talking about a ghoul whale, which we never saw. It never materialized.
And those crab shells are supposed to help us how?
Anyway, I should probably switch back over to Nick Valentine as we talk to the Nakanos. However, Blood Brother, were you aware that underneath Far Harbor is an underwater graveyard? Check this shit out. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of trippy, isn't it? So let's see.
Got a chill in my bones that won't come out. Too many nights out sleeping.
My onboard functions are operating at full capacity.
Oh, so you prove to be completely worthless, sex bot. I'm going to send you to Grey Garden until I need another provisioner. Go to Grey Garden. I'll eventually have to come back here and collect all my power armor and whatnot, but for now... Oh, and Drinking Buddy? I want you to also go to Grey Garden. For now. Let's see. Nick Valentine.
Some real caps to be made from all this scrap.
Nick,
Time to hit the road?
let's head out.
All right.
Can't believe you're replacing me with this thing.
Believe it, bucko. Now, isn't there someone else you should be irritating?
Yeah, it is kind of trippy, isn't it? Alright, so I'm going to send Paladin Dance to... I actually want to send him to Somerville Place. I want to pick him up as we go into the Glowing Sea. I just want to finish off this quest with Valentine. Yeah, is there anybody else?
Need some serious firepower to punch through that metal screen.
Alright, return to... This one is still buggy. I'm just going to turn it off for now. I'm going to have to come back here anyway. To, like, collect all my gear and whatnot. Oh. There is that, isn't there? Before we finish up here, I can talk to the High Confessor about the nuclear launch key. I think my favorite Easter egg is the one we just looked at. The underground graveyard. Alright. So before we call this and just move on with episode 64 immediately, which is just a regular game, let's finish up the last bits of things. Let's talk to the High Confessor about the nuclear launch key, see if there's a peaceful resolution we can do with that. Nah, I don't want to blow him up. It's really only Tectus that is the problem. Also, since you're new, I don't think you know about the various mods that I make. Did you know that I am working on some weapon overhauls? Let me get onto shore. And I will show you one of the weapons that I am tinkering with. It's... Put my backpack on so I'm not over encumbered. Now... Which way is it? It's west. This way. So that's one thing that I am working on. As you might be able to tell, I'm converting all weapons to have Institute glows. So yes, that's and that includes the ballistic weapons. We'll give this place one more shot. I suspect it is buggy as hell. Ah, Bethesda and their gnomes. Their gnomes and their teddy bears, really. Oh yeah, I made ghoul clothes lootable as well. Technically you can wear them as well, but the nexus don't quite work. There's something seriously wrong with this Radiant quest. Is it finally gone? Am I gonna have report back to Scribe Halen? No. Still says to clear this place. I've cleared it like 3 times now. Unfortunately, you're probably never going to get a nude mod on Xbox One because Xbox and PlayStation 4 have to get their mods from Bethesda.net, and Bethesda is not going to allow a nude mod onto their system. So unfortunately, you'll probably never get one because you can't manually add mods. And let's see here. 8. This is another modded weapon I am working on. This is the Institute Flamethrower. Among other things I've done. I mean, I do have an entire Nexus and Bethesda.net profile, after all. And when we get back to the Commonwealth, you'll see another one of the mods that I'll be releasing by the end of the week. It adds female synths. You know, the plastic ones, the Gen 2s. I finally worked out all the bugs. I just need to actually see them spawning so that I know if the level lifts are right. So once we head back to the Commonwealth, we should be able to see if they'll spawn properly with their male brethren. Well, texture mods aren't horribly difficult. The big thing with a texture mod is, in order to add a new texture into Fallout 4, now this is different in Skyrim. Skyrim treats textures a little bit differently, a little bit cleaner. But in Fallout 4, in order to add a new texture, you need to create a texture file, which requires a DDS, which is a DDS file, which is a plugin that you actually are going to have to install for Photoshop. So you need a plugin for Photoshop first off, just to make the texture file. And however much time you want to spend on that texture file, of course, varies by texture. Then once you have that DDS file, you need to make a material file, which requires another program called the Material Editor. And that material file, then, when you're in Fallout 4, you need to connect the material file as a material swap to a piece of armor or weapon or whatever. So those are the 3 things you need to do to make a texture. You need a texture file itself. You need the material file. You need a material file, which is basically a text file, but a little kind of complicated. And the material file doesn't take that long. It's just you connect certain paths to the file and all that. It's not too. I'd say it takes maybe 1 or 2 minutes to to update a material file to use your new texture. The texture itself takes the most amount of time, and then it takes another couple minutes to make a material swap in Fallout 4. So it's really, you know, in Skyrim you could do a texture directly, but it's about another 5 minutes of additional work you have to do in Fallout 4. for a texture file because of the materials and the material swaps you have to add in. Like, you may not have noticed it, but I'm actually using a material retexture right now. One that's up on one of my own. I call this the True Silver Shroud. And basically what it is, I added EV mapping to the Silver Shroud, which is why the buttons and the lapel are actually silver. As well as the belt buckle. You might notice it when I jump, or swim rather, but I have silver heels. You can see it when I walk. You can see my heels are silver. And that's up on the Nexus in two forms. My Total Armor Overhaul mod, which I'm still tinkering with and updating. Or you can just get the mod, Just the Shroud, which is just the texture edit. Though the actual armor overhaul also includes this snazzy silver scarf.
Watch yourself out.
The goggles are just the road goggles. Yeah. This gives me an idea. I'm gonna try something crazy for a screenshot. Can I actually pull this off? Nope. I am not fast enough. Toggle free camera. Toggle free camera. TGP.
Did you hear that?
I'm also technically wearing the assault armor right now, but my Armor Smith mod allows you to make that invisible. I just like to imagine that I have the Silver Shroud coat over my armor. And yes, technically it should be bulkier than that, but what can you do? There are limitations. So like, in my mind, the way I play it is that, you know, whatever armor I get for Blecker here, I'm just throwing the Silver Shroud's cloak on top of that.
You finished your prayers already.
Unless they are in NIF format, then you're not going to be able to just pull something from another game. And even so, even if it was in NIF format, you'd probably still have to do some conversions to the specific nuances of Fallout 4. Like, I once tried to import all the weapons from Skyrim into Fallout 4 because they use the same engine, and that just doesn't work. Because there are nuances between just Skyrim and Fallout 4.
Many would do harm to Adam's faithful. Visit Brother Cain.
I could blow the place up if I wanted to, I suppose.
Hi, Confessor.
Ah, hello, child. To what do I owe the honor of such a visit from one of these things?
Would you mind answering a couple questions for me?
How could I refuse one so devoted to our family? What do you wish to know?
Well, the thing about the pool cue is it's just a large staff, so retexturing it's not going to change it and change its mesh. It's physical form. Textures are literally they're paints, they're the colors, they're the visual look of it.
Do you see something?
What you're thinking about is remeshing it, changing the mesh, changing the physical item. I could easily swap out the mesh in the game for the pool cue for Grognok's axe, for example, but that's different than a retexture.
Didn't have anything else for the moment.
Adam Keeping.
Tectus! I'm not done with you, Tectus! God, stand up!
Excuse me, High Confessor.
It would appear
Bethesda,
you convinced
let
Sister
us
Brenda to be
interrupt animations. This
sure
is
how.
kind of annoying.
Now, what was it you needed?
Any other work you need done?
At the moment, no. Perhaps some of the other children might have need of your services. Now, unless you require something else.
The launch key for the sub's nukes. I wanted to ask you about it.
The key to division, yes. Reunion with Atom at the flick of a wrist. An object of true power. Lost to the ages, unfortunately. What did you wish to know?
Have you been searching for the key?
There was a time when we sought it more fervently. But after years of fruitless hunting, we took it as a sign. If Adam wanted us to have such a relic, he would make it so.
If you had the key, would you use it to launch the nuke? To bring about division?
A question I've asked many a time. To experience instant rebirth as incalculable new worlds. Well, there are few gifts greater. But this island, Adam's kingdom, we have been given stewardship of this place. To abandon it would be an affront to everything he has granted us. Such a grand division. It is not our family's path.
I think you need to reconsider your stance on using the nukes.
Really? I will not lie. Hearing such a thing from you.
That glowing hand always distracts me.
But I must know why.
On second thought, maybe division's not the right path.
Agreed. There is still too much to be done. Now, was there something else you wish to discuss?
Know what? Never mind.
May Adam guide your path.
I'm not sure if I want to convince them to kill themselves. Maybe in the future. But I think I'm gonna hold off on that. I do like the glowing retexture on that. Kind of neat. I thought there might be a way of ending that quest without, convincing them to kill themselves, but apparently not. The only solution to that quest is to kill the children of Atom. Kind of a bummer. Now, I'm not going to make you guys watch me clamber all the way back to Far Harbor. We're just going to fast travel back to the Commonwealth. I'm going to turn off this buggy quest as well. Let's finally finish Far Harbor. It certainly is an interesting option. You can convince them to blow themselves up.
I'm home.
Kasumi? Oh my god. My baby is okay.
Welcome back home, Kasumi.
It's good to be home.
You saved my daughter. Thank you.
Happy to do it, Kenji.
You don't often see kindness in the Commonwealth. I will never forget this.
Well, is it really
If you ever
kindness?
need help again, you know where to find us.
I mean, I did kind of convince them to give me like 500 bottle caps for that.
Parents, right? You're not a saint.
I know, Mom. I'm sorry. I was just so confused. I wanted to go somewhere. Anywhere.
It's okay, Kasumi. You're home now.
Listen to Kasumi next time, Kenji. Don't just try to keep her safe. Talk to her.
I know. I will. I was holding on so tightly, I almost lost her. There's one last thing you and I need to discuss. Your reward for bringing my daughter home safely. We don't have much to offer, but my father traveled the Commonwealth. He had quite the collection before he died. I buried it all near the house. I'm not the explorer he was. I don't need them. I think they would be better with you.
Thank you, Kenji.
You've earned it. You traveled far and back to get me answers. Thank you again. You saved my family. We won't forget that.
See you around, Kenji.
Goodbye, Nick. Best of luck to you and your partner in the future.
I think at one point I did ask that and said that she is a synth. And ultimately, it was just like, it doesn't matter whether she's a synth or not. Incidentally, if you're curious whether or not she is a synth, I can tell you. Well, as it turns out, if you were to actually kill Kasumi, she has no synth component, so Kasumi is not a synth. And I guess we still have one last thing to officially put the bookend on this.
Hey. Hey.
Do something for you?
Hey, Valentine.
In this line of work, you have to expect the unexpected. Still, I've got to admit, I've never had a case quite like Kasumi's.
It turned out to be quite an adventure.
Yeah, a whole island trying to kill us. Here's hoping the next case just takes us to some dingy bar. I could use a slow one. I'm glad things ended as well as they have. The Nakanos are a happy family again. As much as anyone around here can be.
Alright. Well, let's put a bow on this, shall we? You know who is a synth, though? And again, since this is a bit more spoilery, I'll have my hand up while I'm giving the spoilers. When it goes down, you can, if you don't want spoilers, you can take your hand, you can pop muting me or whatever. But, that said, do you want to know who is a synth? Alright, here comes the spoiler. Dance is a synth. Also,
My friends say outside is smell, but you don't smell at all.
Hanging out with
Sturgis.
Valentine. Good for you.
Spoilers
He
gone.
was good people. Ah, you know what I mean.
You're back. How did everything go with the Nakano case?
I tracked Kenji's daughter to a synth refuge up north near Far Harbor. She's back home, safe and sound.
That's great. We don't often get to bring people good news. It's a nice change of pace. Thanks for coming in for this one. I knew something good was happening when you and Nick started working together. Don't be a stranger, Gumshoe.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you're giving our friend here all the credit.
Just keeping you on your toes, Nick.
Alright. That's Valentine taken care of. Well, thank you for not spoiling the names, because like I said, that's why I do the entire hands up thing. I mean, the Kasumi one is kind of the entire focus of her arc, so knowing one way or not... I mean, the entire discussion was revolving around her after all. But the other two...
Hey, I heard what you did for old Travis. It was real nice of you.
You know what I still haven't done while I'm here? I still haven't done the quest up at the tap house. Honestly...
Whoa! You look just like that Silver Shroud guy from the radio.
I am the Silver Shroud. Thank you. Alright, well, we just finished Far Harbor, so let me end the stream here, and we will immediately continue. But, you know, I like to keep these things properly organized for when I upload them to BoobTube. So we'll be right back with part 64.